Welcome to Speaking of Schaumburg. I'm Village President Al Larson. In this episode, we'll hear from the Schaumburg-Hoffman Lions Club. Then we'll catch up with the Renaissance Schaumburg Hotel and Convention Center. We'll close out the program with a visit from the Spring Valley Chorus. All of this and more today here on Speaking of Schaumburg. With 46,000 chapters and over 1 million members worldwide, the Lions Club is one of the largest service organizations in the world. With us today from the Hoffman Schaumburg branch is Jack Bray. Welcome to Speaking of Schaumburg, Jack.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm president of the Schaumburg-Hoffman Lions. We have a few more than 25 members who meet first Thursday of every month at Pilot Pete's get together about 6:30. Prospective members are always welcome. As a matter of fact, we even feed prospective members the first time they come.
Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, tell me, how did the Lions Club, where did it originate from?
The Lions Club actually originated about 96 years ago right here in Chicago. A group of Chicago businessmen led by a civic leader named Melvin Jones got together and decided that a business club should be in the business of doing community service. And they started off. A year later, they had their first convention down in Texas with 25 clubs. And from that, it's grown to 46,000 clubs worldwide. The corporate headquarters of Lions International is right here in the Chicago area, down in Oak Brook.
Okay. Have you ever? Do you attend other meetings too when you're on vacation, like the Rotary does? And
we've, I'm a member. I have a home up in Wisconsin, a summer home in Wisconsin, and I'm an honorary member of that club. We've enjoyed being with Lions out in British Columbia this summer, a year ago this summer, in Nova Scotia. And of course, we have the Lions International Convention. It alternates between the U.S. in one year and someplace else in the world. So last year, it was in Hamburg, Germany.
How did you get involved in the Lions Club?
Some Lions Club members from our church over at Holy Spirit invited us about 15 years ago, and so we got invited and have been helping with the club activities. So this is my third term as president. My wife has been treasurer for now about 11 years running, and we enjoy it.
Is that typical of the Lions Club? Is it both husband and wife, or
yes, the Lions Club,
spouses?
The Lions Club had a reputation as being a men's organization, and it's been open now for about 20 years to women. And our club is actually, I think we have slightly more female members than male. So it's oriented towards couples, and it's oriented towards service. I mean, our motto is "We serve."
Now, what are some of the projects the Lions Club's been involved with?
Recently, we've partnered with President Carter to try to prevent and wipe out river blindness in Africa.
Oh my! And
then, at a local level, one of our top priorities, as a matter of fact, I think it is the number one priority, is we have a contract with LensCrafters who provide us vouchers that are good for an exam and a pair of eyeglasses. And we provide those. Jerry Bartnickley over at the.
Oh, sure, I know Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry is the gatekeeper, and all the school nurses know that if they have somebody who needs glasses, they can send that person to Jerry, and Jerry will give them a voucher, and they can go to LensCrafters and they can get a pair of glasses.
Now, what events are coming up as far as the Lions Club's calendar is concerned?
The big one we've got coming up is our Super Bowling party.
Where does that take place?
It's going to take place at the Arlington Lanes on Kennecott Avenue in Arlington Heights. It'll start at 4 o'clock. The tickets.
What day of the week is that?
That's the Sunday. That's the Sunday that they're going to play the big game.
Ah, okay.
But we call it a Super Bowling party, one to avoid copyright violation,
oh, sure.
But the other is that the Lanes have offered all of the people who come to the party unlimited free bowling that day. And so we're really trying to focus it on being a family-friendly way to go out and spend that day. And then it's also a major fundraiser for the Little Angels Home for Exceptional Children in Elgin, because we have a silent auction. Last year we had more than 100 baskets available for auction.
That's great.
And this year the donations are starting to come in, and we have airline tickets, vouchers for various restaurants in the area. The business community in this area has been very generous in helping support this fundraiser.
Now, you mentioned you have 25 members, or is that?
Yeah, we have. I think we put 2 more in. I think we're at 27 right now.
Okay. Okay. And what's the criteria for membership? Just showing up, or?
Showing up and being willing to serve. Yeah, okay. We will provide you a sponsor who will help you learn the ropes of becoming a Lion. And
is this a secret society?
No, it's not a secret. It's a very open society. Everything we do, if you want to see what we're doing, just go out to shlions.org, SH for Schaumburg-Hoffman, lions.org, and we have a website where you can see the pictures of the various events that we do. You can also be able there, by next week, we'll be able to buy the tickets for the Super Sunday Party online. And we hope to see a lot of people there this year.
How much are the tickets?
The tickets are $15 for adults and $10 for children. That's the advance purchase. It's $2 more at the door.
And where can they purchase these tickets?
They can purchase these tickets online at shlions.org.
Okay, all right. What kind of bowler are you?
What kind of a bowler am I?
Yeah.
I'm a left-handed bowler who bowls scores I'd be proud to golf.
It's my kind of guy. All right,
Yeah.
My kind of guy. So you've been involved in the Lions. You said what? Was it said?
15
about
years
15 years now. You have children? You have kids?
My children are all grown up, and I have grandchildren now.
Have you actively recruited some of your kids?
Well, I've been trying, but I so far not as successfully as I'd like to have.
How many grandkids do you have?
6 of them.
Okay. What's the age range?
The age range is from 2 to 8.
Okay.
Yes, so they are.
That's nice. That's a good size too, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Each family. I have 3 families, and each family has a 5-year-old.
Oh, okay.
So the cousins really like each other.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. Very good.
Yeah. And then we have another event coming up in, which is going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Beatles coming to America.
Okay.
That's going to be on February 23rd at the Arcadia Theater in St. Charles.
Well, that sounds like a nice event.
It's going to be a nice event. It's going to be an afternoon event. They get doors open at 3. It's going to be music. They're going to have the MC host from the Liverpools, one of a kind. Steve Marshall is going to be the host. Okay. And then some of our members actually belong to a band that is going to be playing there.
That should be a fun time.
That's going to be, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Once again, shlions.org. You can go and find all the details, and we'll send you to where you need to go to buy the tickets, because the tickets are going to come from.
Thanks for being on the show again.
You're welcome. Thank you. Enjoy this a lot.
With 500 rooms and over 150,000 square feet of meeting space, there's always something interesting going on at the Renaissance Schaumburg Hotel and Convention Center. Find out more next here on Speaking of Schaumburg. The Renaissance Schaumburg Hotel and Convention Center attracts visitors and guests from all over the country. Here to tell us how they fared in 2013, as well as what to expect in the coming year, are Jeanette Elepek and Eric Hallberg.
Well,
how bad was that?
No, it was great.
All right. Well, tell me what's happening over here at the Renaissance Hotel.
Well, we're having a great year. Thank you for asking. We, in the middle of the year, we weren't so sure, but this back half of the year has really picked up for us, and we're planning to be about $1.1 million ahead of our sales compared to last year. Our occupancy is up, our rates are up, and everything's pointing in the right direction, so we're thrilled.
Well, one of the nice things about having a convention center in Schaumburg, quite frankly, is the impact it has on our restaurateurs. Restaurants are coming into Schaumburg, ones that we never anticipated. We're trying to turn Meacham Road into a restaurant road that would lead right into the Renaissance Hotel and Convention Center.
Yeah, we're really excited about that potential change. It will have an extreme impact on new business coming into the hotel and convention center. We often hear and sometimes lose business because we hear things aren't walkable, although they're very accessible through other transportation sources and so forth. But I tell you that walkability for customers is sometimes a deal breaker, and we're excited to hear of the new things that are coming onto Meacham.
Now, the Ron Santos parcel that's been sitting there vacant for quite some time, my understanding is it's currently under contract, and they're waiting until they see what happens with the TIF district before they move forward with it. So that's going to benefit the hotel and convention center as well.
Oh, greatly. That's a prime spot for us and would lead to additional business both for us and would be a great spot for any restaurant or entertainment venue right
And
now.
I got to believe that the Zurich America Insurance relocation on the Motorola property, that's going to keep those jobs right here in Schaumburg.
Yeah, it's great to keep that within the village, and we're looking forward to even strengthening more our partnership with Zurich that we already have, for example, with Motorola.
Now, what's your role with the convention center?
I'm director of the convention center. So this year in 13, we had a great year. The number of events we had were flat to 2012. However, the number of visitors that came were up, as well as the number of days occupied were increased over 2012.
You get a lot of people coming back too, don't you?
Absolutely. Just want to highlight one of the big shows that we had this past October. It was a first-time event for us, an event that we convinced to come to Schaumburg from somewhere in DuPage County, the Mecum Auto Auctions, which was on television on the Velocity Channel for several days.
I had somebody compliment me on that show, say that he came all the way from Chicago and Evanston to get out to the show, and he had a hard time getting here because he missed his bus, but then the trolley came by, and he hopped on the trolley and visited the show, and he said, "You've got to bring that show back."
That's great. Yeah, they're already scheduled to come back again Columbus Day weekend of 2014, and we're looking to extend them all the way through 2017.
Now, there was a car sold on that show.
It was the J. Harley Earl Corvette, I believe was the exact name of it, and it sold for $1.4 million.
Now, that Corvette was a gift to somebody from GM, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mr. Earl, from what I understand, was one of the original designers for Chevy for the Corvette, and to thank him for that, GM made this Corvette specially for him. It had sold at their Indianapolis show, I believe 5 years ago, for $800,000, and now this year in 2013 for $1.4 million at our property.
Who bought it?
We don't know. It's anonymous. I would have guessed Al Larson.
Sure, absolutely. Put it with my Bentley.
Yes.
Now, what is your role with?
I'm the director of sales and marketing for the hotel sales
okay.
of the hotel.
What kind of staff do you have, and where do you go to get the leads?
Well, we have an entire staff on property consisting of a couple of senior sales executives, a convention center sales executive, and some catering sales executives, plus a whole slew of sales, our sales organization that are off property, drumming up new business from other locations.
Okay, you got a great restaurant there too, don't you?
We sure do. Sam and Harry's is one of the best.
It's a good steakhouse, great. Try Sam and Harry's, guys.
It's a great steakhouse. We're really excited about what's happening in our food and beverage outlets, specifically as it relates to our group business, but we're also trying new things to get our local customers to come in. And one of those things, we've seen a shift in our business from maybe restaurants, breakfast dining, to staying a little bit later in the evening with our Life Live events that we have in Gather, and sometimes on the terrace, weather permitting, when the terrace is open.
Now, you have weddings there too, don't you?
We sure do. We're actually ahead of pace in our weddings year over year. We expect a great year next year. We're doing some unique things with some of our proms and other galas and so forth. So the team is doing a great job drumming up new business.
Now, you have Indian weddings there as well. And
we sure do.
What characterizes them?
Well, they are much larger than an average Western
900
wedding.
Sometimes
900, absolutely. I think our biggest wedding has been about 1,000 people. So it's an amazing celebration that they have. Truly something to be seen. If you have friends and are invited to one of those, definitely go. They're a beautiful production of the wedding industry, and they always do a great event.
Well, 20% of our population is South Asian.
Yeah.
Indian, Pakistani, Bangladesh.
Absolutely. So we're thrilled to be one of the top preferred hotels in our area to be able to have those kinds of events at our
Now,
hotel.
there's a list that you guys got on. It was the top 50 locations in the country for conventions and meetings. Tell me a little bit about that.
That was through one of our suppliers called Cvent. And through Cvent and the Schaumburg Convention Bureau, we all kind of partner together to drive in. It's an electronic channel where potential customers can type in their information, and it is sent over to us, and then we go after the business to book it all the way through.
Okay, and is it 2 years in a row, a town like Schaumburg, beating Kansas City and some of these other much larger cities and towns. It says a lot for what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we were really proud of that distinction for sure.
Now, it's kind of a unique feature of the hotel convention center, native landscaping. You have quite a bit of that, don't you?
We sure do. In fact, if you're not familiar, some of our suites are actually named for indigenous flowers around the property. And we're actually thinking of new and unique ways to utilize the property, the outdoor space, in order to have events and so forth in that space for our customers. So unique setting, it provides a unique setting for a backdrop for a small reception and so forth. There's not a lot of that outdoor space to use, but what there is would really be an interesting space to have an event.
How did you get involved with the hotel convention center?
Well, I actually, this month is 24 years with Marriott International, and Renaissance is one of our brands, so I was thrilled when this opportunity came open, and the fact that it's a convention center hotel is just amazing. It's one of our only, and only because Marriott recently purchased Gaylord properties. Now we're one of several, but we were really the first original convention center hotel with the Marriott Corporation.
How long have you been with them?
24 years.
24 years.
I'll be 22 years on April 1st with the Marriott Corporation, 3 years at this particular property.
What were you? What property before?
I've been at both the Lincolnshire Marriott Resort and the Marriott O'Hare.
Okay, so you're lucky you're right here locally.
I've always been local. Have been blessed now for the last, ever since my daughter was born, to be a resident on the west side of Elk Grove, so Schaumburg School District 54. It's just been, it's wonderful.
High School District 211. Yeah. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Great school district, and that makes Schaumburg a place people want to live, and people want to work, and people want to play. And certainly with that convention center hotel complex, it's going to lead to even better things than we have now.
Absolutely, all the indicators are there, and business is definitely picking up. Next year is looking great, so we're thrilled.
And it has that wow effect too. I remember a couple of years ago, Senator Durbin was there, and he said, "Is this in Schaumburg?" I said, "Well, yes, it is."
So we'll give you a fun fact about that. We close on business 70% of the time when they actually come to see the hotel, whereas it's about 50% of the time if they haven't seen the hotel. So
it has that wow effect.
It has that wow effect. Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Mr. Mayor, good to see you.
Good to see you again. Next time there's a knock at your door, you might open it up to discover a singing Valentine. Find out more next here on Speaking of Schaumburg. From singing telegrams to seasonal concerts, the Spring Valley Chorus is always finding ways to bring their barbershop-style music to the community. Here to tell us about what they're up to is chorus manager Terry Calvert, Pam Nickpan, and Helen Jid Lombardo. Well, I got past that time, didn't I? Okay, now what does the manager do?
I'm the team manager.
Okay.
So I kind of keep everybody organized and keep everybody on track.
How many members do you have?
We have a total of 25 members.
Do they all show up?
Most of them do, yes. Yes, you know, people's schedules are kind of busy, but we usually have a good number of our members show up for our singing engagements and rehearsals.
So you manage the cats, right?
That's right.
She keeps us in line.
It's a hard job.
And what's your role?
I am the marketer. I am the one that tries to get business in the Singing Valentines and our upcoming show that will be March 30th here at the Prairie Center. And also the parade at Septemberfest.
You guys are in the parade?
Yes,
Absolutely.
and we had a wonderful reception from the people
How
there.
many of your ilk showed up?
I want to say about 20 of us.
Okay.
And we played our music, our barbershop music, and we sang, and the people sang along with us. It was really
great.
wonderful.
Great.
Really warm reception from everybody.
Yes.
I'm the music director of the chorus, and amongst other things, I select repertoire and then teach it to the singers at our Tuesday night rehearsals at the barn here in Schaumburg.
Okay.
And I help plan the shows. We work on our shows. I work typically with Terry, who often does our script writing for all our shows and performances.
Okay.
And so we kind of collaborate on the order of the songs that we'll sing on any particular event, depending on the nature of the what kind of an event it is and what kind of an audience we're singing for.
Now, you do barbershop, but you do singing telegrams, is that right?
That's correct. We love doing our singing telegrams. We do them every Valentine's Day, right, Terry?
Absolutely, and Valentine's Day is going to be coming up before we know it, and we go all around the northwest suburbs. We'll go to
Do
schools.
you surprise people with this? I mean, people...
Absolutely. You might recall we surprised you last
you-
year
yes,
with
you
this.
did.
Yes, you did, yes. And it's wonderful to see the people's expression, especially being surprised.
Yeah.
Especially the husbands, and the, we come sing as
Who's
four
been
lovely
singing?
women.
Who's been singing to my husband? So now you got a big show coming up, haven't you?
Absolutely. That's going to be March the 30th right here at the Prairie Center.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah. But okay, now they're coming in here to do a. Can we get a sample of what you guys do?
Yes, we did bring along a little sample of a song that we'd like to do for Singing Valentines.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes, so true. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes, so true. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love, so in love, my love, with you. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
And we're back. Well, that was pretty good.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, what does it cost? That's not too gauche a question, is it?
No,
If I want to send a singing telegram to somebody, how much would it
It
cost?
starts at $35 and up, and we'll come and sing, give you a little bear and a cookie to the special person
Wow.
we're singing to.
A bear and a cookie.
It qualifies to end up because sometimes we get hired to go into far-flung places, including the downtown Chicago. We did one on the Trump Tower last year and so forth. So we kind of have a time.
Was that for
mileage kind of
residents
thing.
or was it for?
That was a private residence. And so,
They invited you in, did they?
oh yes, it was actually,
They actually let us into the Trump Tower.
it was actually a one-year wedding anniversary, and so this was the husband's way of just reminding his wife just how special she is, and so
Guilt
it was
trip
really,
her.
it was really quite fun. And so we definitely look at the situation, and we're quite frankly happy to go most anywhere, including restaurants and.
What's the
and
furthest you've gone?
Oh, gosh.
For that kind of thing? Well, we've actually gone to the south suburbs for performances, and we go to our annual contest in Michigan. Around the bottom of the lake every year, and that's a Grand
The
Rapids.
bottom of the
so-
lake?
Around the lake on the map.
Okay. And how many groups perform?
At the
Is
regional
is it
contest.
competition?
Yeah, it's a regional contest that we basically draw from 3 states.
Okay.
Southern Wisconsin, from here to downstate Illinois, and Northwest Indiana. And so our contests right now, this is kind of a redrawing of the boundaries, and so we have some choruses coming into our region from to southeast Wisconsin. So things are shifting a little bit in terms of where we go for those contests. But historically, we've gone to Grand Rapids, Michigan.
So if somebody wants to send a singing telegram. Who do they call? Where do they call? What number?
I would call Pam.
Call my number,
What's your number?
847-715-8638, or go to springvalley.org.
SpringValleyChorus.org.
I would think so. You're going to end up in the nature sanctuary.
I know, we got so many
Looking for something to harmonize with.
SpringValleyChorus.org. is the website.
.org.
How long have you guys been around?
About 15 years, actually.
And how did you get started?
We actually got started by 3 women who lived here in the Schaumburg area who had been Sweet Adelines for many years and had belonged to other choruses, and they decided to strike out on their own and start their own chorus. So we've been right here in the Schaumburg area for about 15 years now, and we've entertained all over the area.
What's the most unusual thing that's happened to you guys on this singing Valentine thing?
Well, we've had some very interesting experiences. We've definitely surprised some people. I think one of the most interesting one was we went down to a construction site down in Chicago, and all the guys knew that this was going to happen, and one of their coworkers was way up high in the building, and they had to get him, they got him to come down. They said it was some sort of work-related issue, and they got him to come down. And then here we come tromping through the mud, and of course it's February, it's cold, and it's snowy, and it's muddy, and here we come, to sing Let Me Call You Sweetheart, while all of his coworkers were standing around.
We like that because that's just, while the other ones are typical personal, just, kind of thing, when there's a crowd around, we always seem to draw a crowd when we do these things too. If people are within earshot, they're like, oh my gosh, listen to this. I mean, it usually draws some pretty cool attention when we're in like restaurants and so forth.
Let me call you sweetheart because I can't remember your name.
Yes, there you go.
There you go.
Yes,
There you go.
Very good.
We also sang one at the labor and delivery unit at the hospital. And that one brought a great crowd. All the doctors and nurses and everybody came around.
Oh, you sew them up. I got to hear this.
You there. And the one in labor, you have to wait for.
Yeah, you got to wait a few minutes. We got to sing.
We also have visited, we do a lot of nursing home performances, and we also have performed recently at the Alexian Brothers, I believe, cancer unit. So we do a lot of, we are very happy to go out and do those kinds of things. In fact, one of our, that's not the first time we've done to that particular unit. I think that we got called back because we did such a wonderful job, and even the nurses love hearing us. It's a boost to their day too.
How does one join your organization if they think they sound great in the shower, so they?
That's all it takes. Good voice in the shower.
Really?
There you go. We have rehearsals on Tuesday nights. We're at the barn here in Schaumburg.
But it's all women.
It's all women. Yes, it's all women. And you can come and hang out with us and see if you enjoy this kind of music. We'll give you some music to practice with, and if it seems like a good fit for you, we're always looking for new members.
And call that number. What number is that again?
847-715-8638.
You sound like you're selling furniture or carpet.
That's why she's the marketing
That's
person.
why the marketing.
Thanks for being.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being. That will do after this edition of Speaking of Schaumburg. Join us again next month for an all-new episode. Until then, I'll see you around town.